Hello and Sawadee Kap, Pinong Kap, and welcome to another edition of News Today here on Phuket News TV. Enjoy the news from around the island, brought to you every weekday. And don't forget, this Saturday there's going to be fun and entertainment at the Alan Cook Ground here on Phuket, when there's going to be the big night out with great bands to entertain you, such as Elephant in the Room, Black and Blue, Four of a Kind, The Blues Revival, Legends of Siam and The Fuzz Tones. So get yourselves there. Doors open at 5 o'clock and enjoy. Patong.
News Today with Kirsty Meyer.
Sawadee Ka. There's been a report of a shooting leaving 2 men dead and a tourist police officer in serious condition. The shooting occurred near the Pongwan apartment block in Phuket town. An early report suggests it may be related to an early morning party and the use of illegal drugs. The tourist police officer attended the scene following neighbour complaints and appears to have been shot after speaking to the group. The officer was taken to Achira Phuket Hospital. A meeting has been held with representatives of the Phuket Labour Office and directors from the local districts to address the problem of illegal workers on the island. Workers from Russia, Nepal and Vietnam are being singled out in a campaign aimed to crack down on overseas workers on the island without a legal work permit. A letter is being sent to Russian, Vietnamese and Nepalese companies operating on the island with a deadline of mid-April to clarify their current legal position relating to overseas employees. The owners of a Naihan Beach restaurant, set for removal next week by Rawai officials, is claiming he has no idea about any warning letters sent from the council. Tim Newton reports.
Restaurant manager Cameron Kanakun is passing the issue off as a business conflict and insists he has seen no letter relating to the restaurant's removal. The 30-plus table restaurant has drawn criticism from local residents for allegedly encroaching on public land and for polluting the stream leading from the lagoon at the end of the beach into the sea. The owner of the restaurant was quoted as saying, "We try to keep the area as natural as we can because we know the land does not belong to us, it belongs to the public." He had no comment about the algae growing on the rocks below the restaurant and said he was happy to discuss the issue with any officials. In the meantime, I'll have another mango shake, thanks, and enjoy the view whilst the restaurant is still there. Tim Newton reporting.
Starting a public bus service in competition with the established taxi and tuk-tuk brigades was never going to be easy. The Karen taxi drivers have declared a public relations war, saying they won't allow the planned new airport service to start. They have guaranteed protests if the buses start rolling out as planned. The service was set to kick off on March 22nd, but the latest threats have forced a delay and the announcement of a public meeting planned for May 15th. The island's Director of Transport says a company is all ready to run the service and has procured buses and set fares. He went on to say that all is required is the issue of the operation permit. The new bus service will run from the airport to Patong and along the west coast to Karen. 10 people have been arrested and charged with possession of crystal methamphetamine. The group was partying in a house in Ban Lepon. One of the 10 was also charged with possession of an unlicensed firearm. Police raided the house after receiving a tip-off that it was being used by a gang of drug dealers. During a search of the house and the people in it, officers turned up a total of 3.91 grams of methamphetamine in 5 separate packages, 2 pipes for smoking drugs, 2 bullets and an unlicensed .38 pistol. All have been taken to Phuket Provincial Prison awaiting a date in court. According to the National Statistical Office, we're not a happy bunch here on Phuket. A survey across the kingdom of the 77 provinces lists Phuket in 56th place when it comes to happiness. We didn't do very well either when it came to life satisfaction, where we came in 59th. The office surveyed the happiness level of 80,000 participants aged above 15 nationwide last year. If you want to be happier, just head to Phang Nga or Krabi, where they came in 2nd and 13th when it came to happiness in the kingdom. Time to put on our happy faces now and check out the weather. The classic hot season weather is continuing with more sunshine across the island. There's still no sign of rain, but there will be a little bit of light cloud as we get into the weekend. On the coast, we have very little swell. I still wouldn't rush home to get your surfboard, only up to 0.3 of a metre in swell. This afternoon's high tide will be at 3:08 and the next low tide tonight at 11:06. We'll have another News Today tomorrow. In the meantime, you can catch up with all the latest news from the PhuketNews.com. Thanks for joining us.
So that was the news for today. Now don't forget you can keep up to date with all this news and happenings on thepuketnews.com, and also now our Russian paper edition Novosti Phuketa. Grab yourself a copy and we'll see you next time here on Phuket News TV. Sawadee Kap, Pinong Kap.